A very good evening, viewers. You're watching 6 Story at 6 and I'm Raksha Mishra with you. India has sent out a very strong message today from the seas, from the ocean. It's a first, viewers. 2 indigenous advanced frontline warships, INS Himgiri and INS Udaygiri, have been inducted into India's naval fleet today. It's a double dose of stealth power in the seas. India's neighbors would be keenly watching this. Also, the messaging is also coming from our military leadership. Chief of Defence Staff General Anil Chauhan has reiterated that Operation Sindoor is very much on, and that India is peace-loving, but it cannot be pacifist. Really strong statement coming in. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is also not behind in messaging, in sending out strong messages. The Trump tariff deadline looms, and he makes a defiant call for Make in India. We'll also get to you ground report from Jammu, where the situation is deteriorating due to the heavy rains. Mata Vaishno Devi Yatra has been suspended, and at least 6 lives have been lost also due to the heavy rains. Viewers, also on the show, the ED has conducted raids at the Aam Aadmi Party leader Saurabh Bharadwaj's residence in Delhi over alleged case of hospital or alleged scam in hospitals during his tenure as health minister. Also, there's another case of dowry death emerging from Jodhpur, and there are other such cases also emerging, viewers. It's a wake-up call to save our betis. The fight against dowry, this fight against patriarchy, the fight against such social evils that continue to endanger our women continues even after decades. That's the sad reality today's time. Viewers, we start with first the biggest story we're tracking, viewers. That is the naval might that was on display today. INS Himgiri and INS Udaygiri, 2 advanced stealth frigates commissioned into the Indian Navy today, marking a significant milestone in the nation's indigenous warship construction capabilities. And now these sophisticated warships showcase India's growing prowess in designing and building complex naval platforms, enhancing the country's maritime security and reinforcing its role as a stabilizing power in the Indian Ocean. Here's a report. Anywhere, anyhow, anytime. Two new warriors joined the Indian Navy. INS Udaygiri and INS Himgiri commissioned in Visakhapatnam. Armed with BrahMos missiles, Barak 8 air defense and advanced sonar systems capable of anti-submarine air defense and long-range strike missions. 75% indigenous content, a major boost for Atmanirbhar Bharat.
INS Udaygiri और INS हिमगिरी की कमीशनिंग आत्मनिर्भर भारत के सपने की एक साकार होती तस्वीर है। साथ ही हमारे विजन और कमिटमेंट का भी मैं मानता हूं कि यह प्रमाण है। आज विशाखापट्टनम में INS उदयगिरी, INS हिमगिरी की जो यात्रा शुरू हो रही है वो भारत के गौरव की यात्रा है, कोई सामान्य यात्रा नहीं है। मैं नेवी को एक बात के लिए और बधाई देना चाहता हूं। आज आपने स्वदेशी F-35 वारशिप लॉन्च कर दिया है। दुनिया में एक देश के पास हवा में उड़ने वाला F-35 है। आपने समुद्र पर दौड़ने वाला F-35 बनाकर दिया है, वह भी मेड इन इंडिया है। आप सबको मेरी तरफ से बधाई।
In air, on the surface and beneath the sea, these frigates extend India's dominance across every dimension of naval warfare.
अनसर्टेनिटीज और कॉम्पिटिशन्स के भरे इस युग में भारतीय नौसेना की समुद्र में ओवरवेलमिंग फोर्स डिलीवर करने की क्षमता भारत के दुश्मनों के खिलाफ एक क्रेडिबल डेटरेंस है। हमने इसे ऑपरेशन सिंदूर के दौरान बखूबी प्रदर्शित किया, जब हमारी यूनिट्स की स्विफ्ट डिप्लॉयमेंट, और एग्रेसिव पोस्ट्रीम ने पाकिस्तान की नौसेना को एक तरह से कैद करके रखा और उन्हें मजबूर किया कि काइनेटिक एक्शंस को समाप्त करने का हमसे अनुरोध करें। सर, आपने कुछ दिनों पहले विक्रांत के डेक पर भारतीय नौसेना से कहा था कि ऑपरेशन सिंदूर अभी खत्म नहीं हुआ है और अगली बार जरूरत पड़ी तो हो सकता है कि ओपनिंग हमारी नौसेना के द्वारा ही होगी।
A twin commissioning that signals India's growing naval might. Ready to patrol, ready to protect, ready to project power across the seas. INS Udaygiri and INS Himgiri commissioned and operational today, further boosting our maritime capabilities. Delivering a strong message on national security and military readiness, Chief of Defence Staff General Anil Chauhan has said that India's peace-loving stance should not be mistaken for pacificity. The CDS noted that how Operation Sindoor provided critical insights into modern conflict and that lessons learned were being incorporated into India's military doctrine real time. That is why, he said, that Operation Sindoor is still on. Here's the full story.
सारी मस्जिद उठ गई सारी भाई कोई है उत्ते
Operation Sindoor is still on. Chief of Defence Staff General Anil Chauhan made it very clear while speaking to a tri-services seminar on war earlier today. Addressing the two-day Ran Samvad conclave at the Army War College in Madhya Pradesh, the CDS delivered a strong message on India's approach to peace, power and preparedness. While India stands for peace, the chief cautioned enemy forces against mistaking that for pacifism, saying peace without power is utopian.
India has always stood on the side of peace. We are a peace-loving nation, but don't mistake, we cannot be pacifists. I think peace without power is utopian. And over here, I like to quote a Latin quote which goes like this: "Si vis pacem para bellium," which translates, "If you want peace, prepare for war."
In a veiled warning to Pakistan, the top officer called Operation Sindoor a modern multi-dimensional conflict, an operation that is still on.
When we talk about future warfare, I think sometimes there is a misapprehension in segments of the media that probably we have all assembled here to discuss about Operation Sindoor. Well, let me clarify this. Operation Sindoor was a modern conflict from which we learned a number of lessons, and most of them are under implementation. Some have been implemented. The operation is still on. We are not here to discuss Operation Sindoor. We are here to discuss something beyond Operation Sindoor.
General Chauhan highlighted the ascendancy of technology over strategy, emphasizing that the future battlefields will not recognize service boundaries. Furthermore, he called for swift and decisive joint responses across domains enabled by Atmanirbharta in defense and integrated logistics.
As a Viksit Bharat, we also need to be Shashasht, Surakshit and Atmanirbharta. And Atmanirbhar, not only in technologies but also in ideas and also in practice. Hence, there is a need to increase awareness on all segments of our society on doctrinal and conceptual aspects. That's the academic pursuits of how war is fought and practical and actual war fighting techniques and tactics.
He underscored the need to institutionalize joint training, absorption of AI, cyber and quantum to enhance operational capability. CDS General Anil Chauhan emphasized upon the Sudarshan Chakra for robust civil-military integration, underscoring developing capabilities of multiple domains for attaining victory in future wars.
A second aspect which I think we could discuss in this seminar is about Sudarshan Chakra, India's own Iron Dome or Golden Dome. The Honorable Prime Minister had made a mention of this on 15th of August when he spoke about Sudarshan Chakra that will enhance India's strategic defense and he said that he expects it to be rolled out by 2035. Over here, I think the aim is to develop a readiness system to protect India's strategic, civilian and nationally important sites, and it will act both as a shield as well as a sword.
Outlining what he called 4 essential trends shaping contemporary conflict, General Chauhan first warned about an increasing propensity among nations to use force. He also highlighted eroding of traditional distinctions of war and peace, with future wars focusing more on the impact of people and the changing definition of victory. Victory is no longer seen in body bag counts, but in operational speed, precision and strategic impact. The Ministry of Defence had earlier described the Ran Samvad conclave as a platform to strengthen India's strategic thinking and inter-service cooperation. The 2-day seminar, curated by the Headquarters Integrated Defence Staff and the Centre for Joint Warfare Studies, brings together military professionals, defence experts and industry leaders.
Trump's additional 25% tariff will be kicking in from midnight, and India is not deterred. Prime Minister Modi has highlighted India's push for Atmanirbhar Bharat, reiterating that he won't let India's farmers suffer. As India-US trade talks are on pause, global agencies like S&P and Fitch have expressed confidence in India's growth story. Here's more.
The additional 25% tariff will kickstart from midnight, and India would essentially be bearing a 50% tariff on US exports. Reiterating Bharat's resolve, Prime Minister Modi made a big push for Swadeshi and Made in India.
स्वदेशी ये हमारा जीवन मंत्र बनना चाहिए दोस्तों। गर्व से स्वदेशी की तरफ चल पड़ो। मेरी स्वदेशी की व्याख्या बहुत सिंपल है। पैसा किसका लगता है उसे मुझे कोई लेना देना नहीं है। वो डॉलर है, पाउंड है, वो करेंसी काली है, गोरी है, मुझे कोई लेना देना नहीं। लेकिन जो प्रोडक्शन है उसमें पसीना मेरे देशवासियों का होगा।
Without naming the United States or Trump, Prime Minister also reaffirmed government's commitment towards farmers, agriculture and MSME sector.
मेरी सरकार लघु उद्यमियों का, किसानों का, पशुपालकों का कभी भी अहित नहीं होने देंगी। दबाव कितना ही क्यों ना आए, हम झेलने की अपनी ताकत बढ़ाते जाएंगे।
Time and again, India has called out hypocrisy and made its stand clear.
We are not the biggest purchasers of Russian oil, that is China. We are not the biggest purchasers of Russian LNG. I'm not sure, but I think that is the European Union. We are not the country which has the biggest trade surge with Russia after 2022. I think there are some countries to the south. We are a country where actually the Americans said for the last few years that we should do everything to stabilize the world energy markets, including buying oil from Russia. Incidentally, we also buy oil from America, and that amount has been increasing. So, quite honestly, we are very perplexed at the logic of the argument that you had referred to.
The trade negotiations between India and the United States are on a pause.
Follow up on the India tariffs. Do you expect increased trade negotiations, since you've announced the 50% tariff?
No, not until we get it resolved.
But global agencies like S&P and Fitch have expressed confidence in India's growth story. If anything, the tariff war has only strengthened India's resolve.
आत्मनिर्भर भारत के अभियान को हम सब आगे बढ़ाएं, वोकल फॉर लोकल बने, स्वदेशी ये हमारा जीवन मंत्र बनना चाहिए दोस्तों। हम ऐसा हिंदुस्तान बनाएंगे, आपकी आने वाली अनेक पीढ़ियां आपके इस त्याग का गर्व करेगी, आपके इस योगदान का गर्व करेगी। आपके भावी पीढ़ी के उज्जवल भविष्य के लिए, आत्मनिर्भर भारत के इस मंत्र के लिए, स्वदेशी के मार्ग के लिए मैं आज मेरे देशवासियों को निमंत्रण दे रहा हूं। मैं आपको निमंत्रण दे रहा हूं, आइए हम सब चल पड़े। 2047 विकसित भारत बना के रहेंगे।
The northern parts of India continue to face nature's fury, viewers, as monsoon wreaks havoc in several parts of Jammu and Kashmir now. A flood alert has been sounded in many parts of Jammu region as the water level in various rivers is swelling amid heavy rain that has battered the region. As the IMD predicts heavy rainfall in Jammu and Kashmir, the government has issued an advisory asking people to stay away from flood-prone areas and riverbanks. In fact, several deaths have also been reported. The Vaishno Devi Yatra has been temporarily suspended as well. Communication lines are down in Srinagar as well. Listen into this report.
Landslides, flash floods, and incessant rainfall. This is the condition of several parts of Jammu and Kashmir as northern India continues to reel under nature's fury. Massive landslides and flash floods have devastated lives and property, with incessant rainfall triggering the grim situation. Meanwhile, 3 people have lost their lives in Doda due to rain-related incidents. On the other hand, the key rivers like Tavi, Ravi and Chenab are overflowing as they crossed the dangerous levels.
Here at the Jammu Tawi, you will see that the water levels have reached the next level, because in the upper reaches of the Udhampur, we are witnessing the regular rainfalls taking place and also the inclement weather conditions that are making it really very challenging. And here at the Jammu Tawi, the gusty flow of the water is making it really very challenging for the authorities to actually save the lower lying areas of Jammu. Here the 4th bridge of Jammu Tawi, the traffic is now moving with the full flow, but the authorities are also keeping a tab on the movement of the traffic, because if the water level surpasses a couple of feet, so then it will be that the traffic has to be halted. It was here in last one decade, 2024, when the river Tavi broke down from this very area and the water entered the civilian areas. This time also, if we speak of the situation is more or less the same.
Normal life was also disrupted in Jammu city due to heavy downpour, which led to overflowing of streams and drains, leading to inundation of roads and flood waters entering homes. Jammu's biggest park and adjoining area was submerged due to heavy rains and flash floods.
As heavy rain continues in the Jammu division, many of the water bodies are now flowing above the danger level. Right now we are at the Jammu Tawi, where many of the kettles have got trapped in the flash floods and the rising water levels that have taken place in the Jammu Tawi. And now the visuals that you see are from the bank of the river Tawi, where you will see that the locals are trying to get their kettles out, those who have got trapped in the rising water level of the Jammu Tawi. And here you will see that they are using the ropes to get these kettles out. There have been close to dozen kettles that were here. Many of them have been rescued, several washed away for now, but now the efforts are being made to get them, because see, the place where these kettles are stranded, this is prone to the land subsiding, and the major chunk of land is flowing and being washed away with each passing minute, and that's why it is really very challenging for the locals to get these kettles out, because that area is for now out of bound for any kind of a rescue to be given by the authorities. And as we speak, the water level of river Tawi is increasing. It has already gone beyond 12 feet and is heading towards the alert mark. If we speak of the upper reaches in the Udhampur, it has even crossed the evacuation mark.
Due to the inclement weather and landslides, the Vaishno Devi Shrine Board decided to temporarily suspend the yatra to avoid any untoward situation for the pilgrims. Chief Minister Omar Abdullah held a meeting with officials and directed all departments concerned to remain on high alert amid heavy rains. He also advised people to remain cautious amid a weather forecast predicting intense rainfall with the possibility of cloudbursts, flash floods, and landslides in high altitude areas till the 27th of August.
Now, the Enforcement Directorate today conducted raids at Aam Aadmi Party leader Saurabh Bharadwaj's residence in the national capital for an alleged scam in constructing hospitals during his tenure as Delhi Health Minister. Now, the BJP has hit back at the Aam Aadmi Party, saying that the corruption trail of Kejriwal-led Aam Aadmi Party government has been exposed. Here's the full story.
The Aam Aadmi Party leader and former Delhi Health Minister Saurabh Bharadwaj is facing the Enforcement Directorate's heat in the hospital construction scam case. The probe agency conducted searches at 13 locations across the national capital, including the AAP leader's residence in Chirag, Delhi. The ED is probing the alleged irregularities and a money laundering angle in hospital construction projects sanctioned during the AAP government's tenure. After the ED's action, Aam Aadmi Party leaders launched fresh salvo at the centre, calling the entire case bogus. The Aam Aadmi Party also called the probe a diversion attempt.
ध्यान भटकाने के लिए सौरभ भारद्वाज जी के घर पर फर्जी ईडी की रेड की गई है। ये रेड 100% फर्जी क्यों है? क्योंकि जिस समय का ये मामला है, जब अस्पतालों के निर्माण का ये फैसला हुआ, तब सौरभ भारद्वाज जी मंत्री ही नहीं थे, वो उसके 2 साल बाद मंत्री बने।
सौरभ भारद्वाज जी के घर पर जो ईडी का रेड चल रहा है, उसके पीछे केवल एकमात्र कारण है कि कल देश में प्रधानमंत्री जी की डिग्री को लेके एक बहुत बड़ा खुलासा हो गया। देश के सामने आ गया कि प्रधानमंत्री जी की डिग्री झूठी है। देश के सामने आ गया कि प्रधानमंत्री जी ने डिग्री को लेके झूठ बोला, भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने प्रधानमंत्री जी की डिग्री को लेके झूठ बोला। तो अब इस फजीहत से ध्यान कैसे भटकाया जाए? चलो किसी के यहाँ रेड कर देते हैं। तो ध्यान भटकाने के लिए, प्रधानमंत्री जी की डिग्री के मसले से ध्यान भटकाने के लिए सौरभ भारद्वाज जी के घर पर रेड की जा रही है ईडी की।
The BJP has hit back at the Aam Aadmi Party, saying the corruption trail of Kejriwal-led Aam Aadmi Party government stands exposed in public domain.
ईडी ने आज सौरभ भारद्वाज, जो कि आम आदमी पार्टी दिल्ली के अध्यक्ष भी हैं और पूर्व में मंत्री भी रहे हैं, हॉस्पिटल घोटाले में उनके यहाँ रेड करी। जिस दिन से आम आदमी पार्टी की दिल्ली से सरकार गई है, आम आदमी पार्टी के सभी वो लुटेरे लीडर जो दिल्ली के अलग अलग जेलों में बंद रहे, अलग अलग केसों में, सभी पंजाब में जाकर डेरे डाले हुए हैं और पंजाब को भी दोनों हाथों से लूट रहे हैं। मैं पंजाब सरकार के अफसर साहिबानों से आग्रह करना चाहता हूं, आप इनकी इस लूट में साथ मत दें, वरना इन सब के ऊपर कार्रवाइयां आप पर भी होंगी जब ये सारे घोटाले सामने आएंगे। मैं ईडी की इस कार्रवाई का जहां वेलकम करता हूं, वहीं उम्मीद करता हूं कि जो पंजाब में भी घोटाले हो रहे हैं, सरकार और ईडी तुरंत उन पर भी कार्रवाई करेगी।
Meanwhile, former ally Congress too jumped into the fray. Senior party leader Sandeep Dixit trained guns at the BJP, saying it influenced the Aam Aadmi Party through ED to desert the Indie bloc.
भारतीय जनता पार्टी का एक तरीका देख रहा हूं कि महत्वपूर्ण केसों में जिसमें एंटी करप्शन के अंदर चार्ज होना चाहिए, सीबीआई की इन्वेस्टिगेशन करनी चाहिए, वो इसको ईडी में डाल देते हैं। और मुझे शक ये है कि ईडी का इस्तेमाल वो करते हैं सिर्फ डराने धमकाने में। जब उनको ज़रूरत पड़ती है ईडी को विड्रॉ कर लेते हैं, क्योंकि पीएमएलए में ज़्यादातर कुछ मिलता नहीं है और इस कारण से वो अपनी राजनीतिक इसमें फ़ायदा उठाते हैं। अभी आपने देखा होगा आम आदमी पार्टी पर भी प्रभाव डाला, इंडिया अलायंस से वो टूट गए, जगह जगह इंडिया अलायंस के खिलाफ अपने कैंडिडेट खड़े कर रहे हैं।
The politics is heating up over the hospital construction scam case. The big question is, can Aam Aadmi Party leader prove his innocence?
And now across India, viewers, daughters are being brutalized, tortured for dowry. They're burnt alive. They're killed in the name of honor. Now, a brutal reminder that dowry and gender violence continues to claim lives across India, viewers, till date. This is 2025. From Noida to Jodhpur, Khargone to Maharashtra's Latur and Nanded, young women are tortured, burned, murdered. Visuals chilling, and the cruelty is unimaginable. Watch this report.
From Noida to Jodhpur to Khargone, to Latur and even Nanded. 5 cities and 5 stories, unimaginable horror. On your screens, a young woman, Nikki, assaulted inside her own house. Her husband yanking her hair. His mother restraining her. Moments later, horror. Nikki is seen engulfed in flames, running, struggling and screaming for her life. Her skin peeling as she tries to escape. In Jodhpur, another horrific chapter. A teacher poured petrol on herself and her 3-year-old daughter. The child has died on spot, while the mother died during treatment. Reason? Relentless harassment for dowry. The husband now faces police action. In Khargone, a newlywed woman was subjected to torture. Her husband used a heated knife, leaving burn marks across her arm and body. All of it again for dowry. Another life, another promise, crushed under greed and violence. In Latur in Maharashtra, police found a woman's decomposed body stuffed in a suitcase, dumped in the river. Initial probe points to brutal assault. Injuries on her face, suspected age between 15 to 25. And if things couldn't get worse, in Nanded, a father enraged after finding his daughter with her lover murders both of them. The bodies were thrown into a well. The rage, the crime, the silence of victims tells the same story. Women.
And that's all we could pack in this edition of 6 Stories at 6. Keep watching Republic TV. Thank you so much for watching.
QSMTHE, the world.